I'm the GOAT. The greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. Hell yeah. The greatest of all time. I'm the realness. Matter of fact, turn it up so you can feel this. Ice grill all you want, I'm fearless. Yeah, just blue try, you can't appeal this. I'm about to kill this. I'm the GOAT. The greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. The greatest of all time.
Xbox owners that are boxing fans will not be disappointed about Knockout Kings 2002, which happens to be the best game in the series. Although it's not, radically different than the PlayStation 2 version, actually it's quite identical. It's still a great game. One of the best things about Knockout Kings 2002 is its control scheme. Basically, the left analog stick not only controls the mobility of your fighter in the ring, but also the subtle movements that allow you to bob and weave. So if you just slightly press on the analog stick forward, your fighter will duck down. If you pull back, your fighter will lean back, left and right. What this means is you can bob and weave, throw punches from that position, which also means you don't have to actually throw any body shots. It's the same buttons you use for the headshots as you do for the body shots. The only difference is you're throwing them from the ducking position. The left analog stick not only controls the movement of your fighter in the ring, but also the movement of his upper torso. What this means is, by slightly pushing the analog stick in the forward direction, you'll see your fighter bend down and duck down. If you pull it back, you'll see him sway back. If you pull it to the left, you'll see him sway to the left and the right as well. Another key difference in the control this year is the block button. Instead of being able just to lay on the block button and block every shot that comes in, you have to actually tap the block button when there's a punch coming. So for the combinations, you have to tap, tap, tap. You might, if the punches come fast, you might get away with one block, basically blocking two punches that are right behind each other. But it makes it a gameplay element. It makes blocking and defense an important aspect of the game. Along with the control system, EA has definitely increased the mobility like tenfold. If you played the PlayStation 2 version last year, you'll know that a great majority of the time in the game was spent simply standing toe-to-toe, trading shots. There wasn't a whole lot to it. Basically, you blocked, you threw punches, you moved around the ring, but if you put a tape on or watched a fight, you would see a huge difference between what a fight in Knockout Kings 2001 and what a fight in real life looked like. In Knockout Kings 2002, however, the mobility of your fighters been greatly enhanced. It's very, very realistic. You can basically, dance around the ring. You can stick and move. You can move to the right side or the left side and work the angles. There's a lot to the game that now is in there just simply because your fighter can move a lot more realistic. The other thing that adds to the control is, while there is a special punch button that allows you to throw, some signature punch or combination, the game is set up so that you can throw real-life combinations simply by linking the correct buttons together, or the correct punches, I should say, together. What that means is, if you see Evander Holyfield in the ring, he's going to throw, simple combos, a 1-2, a jab and a right. You can do that and land it effectively. Then you could, watch more boxing matches and figure out more stuff to do.
This boxer is hurt. Watch that punch. Holyfield is definitely dazed. Ooh, that punch is thunder. This fighter is stunned. Hey, the mouthpiece just flew into the front row. Here goes the mouthpiece. That's a good right.
Whether you're going toe-to-toe or you're a finesse boxer trying to pick your shots, stick and move, you're rewarded equally for both. The damage that your opponent takes will be, much more if you're just landing good, clean punches, whereas if you're, mixing it up, going toe-to-toe, inside, working it, you're expending a lot of energy, and therefore, the punches that you're throwing won't have a lot of snap on them, but adversely, you are throwing a lot of punches, so you are doing some damage. The control coupled with the damage system, along with the new mobility of the fighters, just makes Knockout Kings 2002 a much more playable game. It's got a great balance between being authentic. It's not a true simulation, but it is very authentic, and it's just a fun game to play thanks to the controls. Of course, with Knockout Kings, a big part of the game is the fact that it has real fighters. There are 45 fighters in all in Knockout Kings 2002. 21 of those are real fighters, such as Felix Trinidad for the first time, thankfully, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Johnny Tapia. You got all kinds of good boxers from the past and present in there. The rest of the fighters are fictional fighters that are thrown in the game to kind of, not only give you more opponents, but they have a lot of style themselves. As you might have guessed from the names of some of the boxers I mentioned, there are 3 weight divisions in Knockout Kings 2002: light, middle, and heavy. The AI in Knockout Kings 2002 is terrific. The fighters don't let you really get away with anything past the first round. I don't know if they programmed in a feeler out round for the computer boxers, but in the first round you can get away with quite a bit. The second round, though, they step it up. If you're throwing lots of body shots, they're going to throw lots of uppercuts to catch you with them. They move around the ring quite well. They're very smart, and when they get hurt, they very naturally run away, and they try to block and they try to cover themselves up. So that's very cool, and it totally adds into the realism of the game, simply because you're fighting, you're throwing good shots, and then you see the guy start to move away, and you hear the announcer say, "Oh, he's hurt," and you start going after him. It's a great feeling when you got somebody on the ropes and chase them down. Visually, Knockout Kings 2002 is very good. The first thing you might notice is that a lot of the fighters, especially in the lighter and middleweight divisions, they were very gracious to the models. They basically, made them all super muscular and big. And while it's not, exactly true to life, it looks pretty good. And the fighters themselves, the faces and everything, they all look really good. Collision detection, when you're playing the game, looks real right on. You hit somebody and it looks like it's connecting with them. In the replays, you'll see that there's a little bit of, a little give to it. So, the replays are the only place you really see that, so it's not that big of a deal. You'll see lots of sweat flying off the fighters, blood, and there's just lots to see. Basically, the game looks very sharp, the models are good, the animation's very good, and it moves and looks like a real fight should. The sound effects, while crisp and good, are still a little arcadey. You'll hear the snaps of the punches, they sound kind of fake. The crowd isn't very good, even when you got a full arena at Caesars. Knockout Kings 2002, in the end, is simply a great boxing game. Whether it is as good or better than Victorious Boxers, it's simply a different game. They do both things very well. Knockout Kings 2002 definitely has the authenticity factor with 10 arenas, 45 boxers, 21 of which are real. There's a lot to the game that makes it a lot of fun playing. I love Victorious Boxers, and however, I find myself playing Knockout Kings 2002 every night. It's a fun game, plays very well, looks great, does a lot of things very good, and has a lot to keep you playing for a long time. Definite must for any boxing fan out there.